Well, the pandemic has changed the way we work, with many turning their homes into an extension of their offices. The uncertainties brought about by the pandemic can be overwhelming, on top of the anxiety and stress caused by the demands of family and work. So how can employers help? Joining us now are Zarah Hernaez, a certified mental health first aider, and Cathy Salceda-Ileto of the Public Relations Society of the Philippines. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us on the program. Zarah, let's start off with you. You know, community quarantines have eased since the start of lockdowns in March of last year. The economy has basically opened up. There are more people now on the streets and at work. So is mental health still an issue in the workforce?
It's even a bigger issue now, Rico, because there's a very high level of paranoia when it comes to their safety at the workplace, the safety protocols being set in place, and of course, the commute going back and home and commuting towards work. So that's very high in their list of paranoia, and it brings a higher level of anxiety for most people going to work. And generally, the anxiety never really dies down. There's that level of survival that we are all feeling because COVID is still around. So that's something that really causes a lot of pain and anxiety and depression even for a lot of people working.
Cathy, you're an active executive in the public relations and outsourcing industry. How are you coping with the mental stress in the workplace at this point? I mean, 11 months since the start of the lockdown.
Well, Rico, there's really a tremendous opportunity for companies, right, to really come up with a holistic approach to mental health awareness. And that's where a communicator like me plays a pivotal role. We can create a culture of malasakit, for example, reinforce positive messaging and put the people at the heart of your organization. You have to look into the broad aspects or broad themes of creating positive employee experiences. And then, from a tool standpoint, create those platforms and tools where they can communicate their emotions, their feelings. You have to have a grievance committee, for example, and simple things like virtual film showings, for example, that promote self-love and diversity and inclusion, right? All of these, I think, are very important. That's why we at the PRSP will be mounting a fully digital 3-day event tomorrow, Rico, from the 17th to the 19th of February. Just log on to facebook.com/PRCongressPH for details.
And Zarah, with what Cathy just said, we are still in very challenging times, and we can't keep our feelings bottled up. We have to really discuss about what we feel and, keep everyone open to talk about mental health during these uncertain times.
That's right. So empathetic communication within the organization towards their employees, the leaders downward, is so important right now. Learning to distinguish who are going through something is so important, and learning how to communicate with them so that they will be able to express how they are feeling is so important. So this is a skill not a lot of our leaders actually have. So we would like to really encourage them to be conscious about the words they use, be conscious about speaking to their employees without judgment, and of course, be conscious about making sure that they are thinking of the mental health and the mental wellness of their employees. So that's really something we're really encouraging right now.
Sarah, are employees also having anxieties and issues about vaccines, because that is now the most pertinent topic that's being discussed by everyone? Should they be immunized or not?
Yeah, that's something that it's funny that you should mention that, because since this year started, that's something that's been popping up a lot lately. So we have employers who are doing bulk negotiations with pharmaceutical organizations and implementing it down to the workplace. We're telling them to please make it a choice for the employees, because there are a lot of people going through anxiety whether or not they should opt to take the vaccination. Though there are some cases wherein the employees are told to take the vaccinations, and they're not given a choice. So this is something that gives them a lot of anxiety. So we would really want to tell the employers to make sure that this is a choice, this is their body, and to really educate the employees about the benefits of the vaccine that we really do all need anyway.
And you know, Cathy, I think what's really important is like what Zarah said is leadership. No, it really has to start from the top.
Right.
They should be the role model. They should really set the example when it comes to this vaccination issue. They should have maybe have themselves vaccinated first to show everybody
right.
in the organization that this particular vaccine can be trusted.
That's true. So, you know, what we need to do actually, Rika, is really information. No? Communication is very, very important. Again, I go back to the role of a public relations practitioner. We need to coordinate on behalf of our organizations and industries with the relevant government agencies, right? With the local government units. And this, you know, private-public consortium as well, to make sure that we're giving the best vaccine to our employees. That's one. Second is communicate if there are adverse, you know, mild side effects. I've been attending, you know, Rico, several sessions with, you know, government agencies the last few days, and they're very transparent. All we need to do now is, as leaders of our organizations, is to cascade that and to show our employees that we care for them and we will do our best to give them the best vaccine available.
Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word, Zarah Hernaez and Cathy Salceda-Ileto.